Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we embark on an exciting journey into realm of session initiation protocol SIP to uncover its powerful functionalities that drive modern communication systems. So the agenda, as I have already told, we are going to discuss overview of SIP functionalities. SIP is Session Initiation Protocol. So the introduction to SIP I have already given. You can find the link to the introduction of SIP Session Initiation Protocol in the description of this video. So here, functionalities of SIP, functionalities of Session Initiation Protocol. Here you can see that the SIP is an application layer protocol, control protocol. SIP is an application layer control protocol. So it can establish, modify and terminate the multimedia sessions such as telephony calls. Okay, it can establish, modify, maintain and terminate the multimedia sessions. SIP can invite participants to already existing sessions such as multicast conferences. So a SIP is nothing but it is an application layer protocol, control protocol. Uh, when we are doing some calls, it can establish the particular session. Session is nothing but the exchange of data between an association of participants. So it can establish, modify and terminate that particular session, that could be of voice, video or text message. Okay, so it can also invite participants, multiple participants to already existing sessions, like we are already on a call, we are talking to our friend and then suddenly we remember of another friend and we want to talk with that friend also. At that time you can make add call option and then you can merge the call with that particular friend, another friend, and you can do the conference call. You three people can talk like that. Maximum of 10 people can do conference call. Maybe the conference call is configurable according to the operators, okay, according to the different operators, but maximum, as we have experimented, maximum of 10 including the callee and the caller, okay, including all the members, it is like maximum of 10 members conference call we can make. So SIP can invite, as we said, SIP can invite participants to already existing sessions. Video call, I'm not sure like maximum of how many members can do a video conference call, but yeah, in video call also, when you are doing a video call to your friend or your family or your relative, at that time you can add few more people into that video call and make it a video conference call, right? So media can be added and can be removed from the existing session if we want. So media, like if you're doing a video call, you can just go switch back to the audio call in mid of the session. And if you're on voice call, if you want to go to the video call, you can switch to video call from voice call in existing mid of the existing session, right? And if you want to remove some participant from the media, you can do that, or from the session you can do that also, right? So SIP supports what? Name mapping and redirection services, which are two ways the protocol enables mobility. So user and endpoints are detected with single identifier or URI, that is Uniform Resource Identifier, which is independent of their network location. So URIs are nothing but alphanumeric using syntax that looks more like an email address than a phone number or an IP address. We will see these URIs as we move on with the sessions. Okay, so all these like sip dot biloxy dot biloxy at something.com. So this looks like more like a email. It is a alphanumeric combination of alphabets and numbers. Okay, alphanumeric, using it it uses the syntax of email address. Okay, it's than a phone number or IP address. So other SIP features are also available through the application programming interfaces, that is APIs. So here we have SIP communication protocol determines 5 attributes when establishing and terminating multimedia sessions. We have like user location. User location, determination of the end system to be used for communication. So uh, user location, if I am making a call, so my location and uh, the callee the callee location, okay, that also matters. It's determination of our locations. Okay, then our availability, that is the user's availability. If a determination of the willingness of the called party to engage in communications. So if I'm making a call, if I'm initiating a call, okay, if I'm initiating a call, the call that has been initiated to or initiated for, that is the other end to whom I am calling, that person has to be ready to take up the call, right? To take up the call and has to be interested to engaged in communication with me. If not, then it's totally depends on the other user wish. If the other user is available to take up that call and make the session or to establish a call, then it's completely their wish. Otherwise, sometimes network does not support, due to which the other person is not able to take a call, or sometimes signal sorry sometimes yeah, due to signaling conditions, sometimes the network server is busy, it simply sends the cancel. Okay, so there are many other cases which we are going to discuss as we move on with the sessions. So stay tuned for like deep understanding about the SIP functionalities and also the implementation and exchange of messages between the UE and the servers, and end-to-end message exchanges, and the eyes involved in it. All those things we are going to learn in depth. So user capabilities, as we told, and then we have session setup. Session setup, that is ringing, establishment of session parameters at both called and calling party. Okay, then we have session management. So session management including transfer and termination of sessions, modifying session parameters and invoking services. So all this session, it comes under session management. So SIP is not vertically integrated communication system. It's a kind of component that can be used with Internet Engineering Task Force protocols to build a complete multimedia architecture. It means SIP does not provide any services. Instead, it defines like interoperable implementations of SIP features called primitives. Primitives are nothing but the basic building blocks which facilitates different services. Like it enables additional information to be embedded in a SIP message, such as linking user's photo to directory information to enhance the user's caller ID. Okay, so typically the SIP architectures will include protocols such as real-time transport protocol RTP and real-time streaming protocol, that is RTSP, for controlling delivery of streaming media. So the media gateway protocol, that is MEGACO, for controlling gateway to the public switched telephone network, that is PSTN, and the session description protocol for describing multimedia sessions. So SIP should be used in combination with other protocols to provide like complete services to the users. Okay. So basic functionality and operation of SIP does not depend on any of these protocols. Basic functionalities of SIP are independent of any other protocols. Rather, SIP provides primitives. Primitives are what? The basic building blocks. It provides the basic building blocks that can be used to implement different services. SIP directly does not provide any service. Okay, it provides the basic building blocks that can implement different types of service. Like, for example, SIP can locate a user and deliver an opaque object to his current location. Okay, if this primitive is used to deliver a session description written in SDP, that is session description protocol, for instance, the endpoints can agree on the parameters of session. If the same primitive is used to deliver a photo of the caller as well as the session description, a caller ID service can be easily implemented. As this, uh, a single primitive is typically used to provide several different services. And SIP does not offer any conference call or any conference control services, such as floor control or voting, and does not prescribe how conference is to be managed. SIP can be used to initiate a session that uses some other conference control protocol. Since SIP messages and the sessions they establish can pass through entirely different networks, SIP cannot and does not provide any kind of network resource reservation capabilities. Okay, the nature of the services provided make security particularly important. The nature of the services provided by the SIP, that makes the security important. To that end, SIP provides a suite of security services which include like denial of service prevention, then authentication, that both user to user and proxy to user authentication has to be done. Denial of service, like when some kind of a threat is happening at that time, the service will not be provided to you. Okay, so it will simply deny to provide you the service when it is not safe. We can discuss in depth about the denial of service also. If you want, you can simply put it in the comment section. I'll come up with very much detailed explanation of denial of service prevention. Okay, then we have integrity protection, then encryption and privacy services. So all these things are taken care under the session initiation protocol. And here we have like SIP works with both IPv4 and IPv6, that is Internet Protocol version 4 and Internet Protocol version 6. So we know that the session initiation protocol is a signaling protocol widely used for initiating, maintaining, modifying and terminating real-time sessions that involves video, voice, messaging and other communication applications and services. So SIP itself is not tied to a specific network layer protocol and is designed to work over various transport protocols including both IPv4 and IPv6. As I told, IPv4 is Internet Protocol version 4 and IPv6 is Internet Protocol version 6. And I will explain how SIP works with both IPv4 and IPv6. So let's check first IPv4 compatibility, okay, with the SIP, IP Internet Protocol version 4 compatibility. So in its early implementation, SIP was primarily designed to work with IPv4, which is the most widely used version of the Internet Protocol. So SIP messages are encapsulated within IPv4 packets, allowing for communication over networks that use IPv4 addressing. Now, IPv6 adaptation. As the industry transitions to IPv6 to accommodate the growing number of devices on the internet and address limitations of IPv4, protocols like SIP have been adapted to support IPv6. IPv6 offers a larger address space and improved features compared to IPv4, making it a crucial element in the evolution of internet technology. We also have dual stack support. Many modern SIP implementations and devices support what is known as dual stack functionality. This means they can work with both IPv4 and IPv6 concurrently. This dual stack support allows SIP enabled devices and networks to communicate seamlessly with systems and devices using either IPv4 or IPv6. Addressing differences, like while the basic principles of SIP remain consistent regardless of the IP version, there are some differences in how addresses are represented. IPv4 uses 32-bit addresses, while IPv6 uses 128-bit addresses. So SIP implementations need to handle address formats appropriately to ensure compatibility and successful communication over mixed IPv4 IPv6 networks. Then we have transport protocols. SIP can operate over various transport protocols, including UDP, that is User Datagram Protocol, TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, and TLS, Transport Layer Security. These transport protocols remain consistent whether the underlying IP version, that is the basic IP version, is IPv4 or IPv6. So SIP is flexible and adaptable, supporting both IPv4 and IPv6 to accommodate the evolving landscape of internet protocols. This flexibility ensures that SIP enabled devices and networks can communicate across the diverse range of IP environments present in today's interconnected world. So what is next? What are we going to learn next? We will see basic operations of 6 in our upcoming sessions. Stay tuned to learn more and more about SIP and how the technology has evolved. Summary of this session: we know that the SIP is an application layer protocol. It can establish, modify, and terminate the multimedia sessions such as telephonic calls, for example. And 5 attributes when establishing that and terminating multimedia sessions we discussed is user location, user availability, user capability, session setup, session management. Also we discussed how SIP works with both, in detail we have discussed how SIP works with both IP version 4 and version 6. Thank you so much for watching my video. Subscribe to my channel for more in-depth explorations of SIP and other cutting-edge technologies. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on upcoming video that demystify the world of communication protocols. Thank you.